kan iedereen, als je klaar bent, kan je iedereen uitnodigen om een trui te komen halen als ze dat willen.
Oh,
maar
ja,
ze
ja,
hebben dat
ja.
wel allemaal opgegeven, dus ik denk dat ze dat wel verwachten. Maar ik heb Mark, die doet voordat je begint, spreekt Mark nog heel eventjes iedereen toe om de telefoon zacht te zetten.
Oh, ja.
En om de livestream te starten. Dus als hij zegt, we starten de livestream, dan kan je beginnen.
Oké, en Martin gaat het openen, hè?
En Martin gaat het openen.
Ja. Dus Henk die is met iets anders bezig.
Nou, die was er net, maar ze wisten elkaar al.
Ja, nee, heel goed.
Ja. Dus kijk. Ja. Misschien nog gezegd, Martin,
Ja. Ik zal het specifiek doen.
Alleen de twee prijswinnaars.
Oké. Nou, als ze online komen, Kees, dan krijg je ze hier voor je neus. Dus dan kan je het zien.
Zijn er nu al mensen die in teams aanwezig zijn?
Er kan niemand erin zitten, dus we kunnen nu alleen onszelf.
Want er zou wel in ieder geval een Italiaanse externe zou erbij zijn.
Okay.
Want die zou ook wat gaan zeggen. Ja.
Ja.
En ik heb dus ook diverse mensen gevraagd of ze de link van tevoren even wilden checken. En daar had ik respons op gekregen.
Ja.
Dus,
nou,
maar goed, we kunnen het allemaal een beetje informeel houden hoor.
Dat nu nog niet, maar die komen wel als het goed is. Dus we gaan het gaan.
Dus kunnen we heel even wachten hoor.
Laten we 5 minuten wachten.
Want we hebben ook echt die volle tijd tot 4:30 niet nodig.
Zeg, wat is de samenstelling van deze groep studenten? Hoeveel bachelor of master?
3 bachelor en 9 master geloof ik.
Oké.
Ja. Dus nee, dat weet ik niet. Ja hoor. So, this is not a Sonology concert, but it is, I think, what this school calls a graduation ceremony. And of course, under normal circumstances, we would be very happy to have other students here, to have parents and family members here. But all this is not possible under the current restrictions still. So that's sad, but having said that, I think it is still very nice and very valuable also that we are here together to to put some kind of, to give some kind of official signature to the moment that the current master's and bachelor students have graduated or have almost graduated, because there are a few where there are a few small gaps in their study progress overviews that will need to be fixed. But this will all be done soon, and I'm quite confident that this will happen in time. I would like to take the opportunity also to look a little bit back at the recent year. Of course, we have been living and working under the restrictions of the pandemic, including even a lockdown. But I must say that I was very impressed by the flexibility and the inventiveness that I have seen from the students and from the teachers and also from the school as a whole, to be able to deal with these very difficult circumstances. And I think it is especially sad for the master students who are now graduating that they have studied here for 2 years, of which almost 3/3 was very heavily influenced by the restrictions of the pandemic. But yes, I'm really impressed by how everybody has been working under these difficult circumstances. Of course, it was also very sad that we didn't have a 1-year course, because the 1-year course, although it is not, it's only a certificate program, so it is not a degree program, but still to have these 20 people here from all over the world, that's always a kind of artistic context from which also the bachelor's and master's students, and not only the students but also the teachers, benefit tremendously. It's always so inspiring to have these people around. I mean, I came as a 1-year course student when I was 19 in 1981, and I think this was still the step that, formed everything that I did after that. And many students who are now in the master's program and who have graduated came here as a 1-year course student too. So that's always very nice to see. Of course, we also had some very nice things. We had concerts, be it without our external audience, but at least we had concerts. We were able to use the hall to show the music to each other, to listen to it, and also for the students to have the experience to work together on the preparations of these concerts, to work under the supervision of Paul Jokendrup and Marco Uzanowski for the technical logistics of these concerts. That's all very important and very inspiring. We had a wonderful memorial concert for Jan Boerman, which was also very important for me to have a concert in the memory of him being an important teacher at the school, and also for me being my composition teacher in the 80s and the 90s. And I want to mention the sound installations exhibition that we had recently in West Den Haag. And I want also to thank Justin Bennett very much for all the efforts that he has made to make that exhibition possible. What was very nice also was that we had Cathy van Eck as a Conrad Burma visiting professor. The format of the Conrad Burma visiting professor was originally that we had a composer in residence for 2 months, but with Cathy we found another format, and this is actually a format that we are going to use further now, which is that instead of being here for 2 months, we have an arrangement with her that she is here for 2 years, and then with 8 weeks in total spread over those 2 years. And we have Veniero Rizzardi now going to do something similar starting in September. And by making this format of the visiting professor more flexible, we also have the opportunity to have a more diverse group of guest professors. And this brings me then to the topic of diversity, because I think what we have seen in Sonology in the last couple of months was really impressive. The diversity and gender discussion has been picked up by the students, but also by a team of 4 persons, 2 of them teachers, Jijun Kang and Fani Konstantinidou, and Camille Rimkoute and Lucy Nesri. And I want really to say here, thank you very much for doing this in such a nice and constructive way. And I think the whole department and the whole school is benefiting a lot from your efforts. So let's go on like that. I also want to mention the new music cognition course that has been started by Rebecca Schaefer, which we have seen now for the first time in the 2nd semester. And I think the level of that course And the relevance for our group of students is really impressive. And the fact that we offer this course also as an elective to the rest of the school, I think, is something that should be mentioned here. And Rebecca Schaefer is going to continue this. She is also very happy to do this with us. So that is something that I think is very nice. What was also very nice, as a kind of positive result of the pandemic, I would say, is that Richard Barrett was available as a teacher for individual meetings almost continuously throughout the whole year, while being online in Belgrade. Of course, we are very much looking forward to having him live here, and the fact that he was here for a week during the exams was great. But I think the fact that so many students have been able to make individual appointments with him during the last year was also very nice and constructive. Yeah, this is what I wanted to say looking back at this year. Now, as some of you might remember, I mean, the students who are now here in the hall were not here last year because it was also the similar situation with the restrictions of the pandemic. But last year we awarded for the first time the Conrad Burma Prize. And for those of you who don't know who Conrad Burma was a teacher at this school since the early 1970s. And he came here as a composer from Germany, invited by the Institute of Sonology, then still in Utrecht, as a composer in residence for 1 year, but he never left the Netherlands since then. And he has been very active as a composer in the Dutch music scene, as a writer, as a radio program maker, and also as the head of Sonology from, I think, 1994 until 2006, when I took over from him. He was a very good friend, sometimes also a very good enemy. And we have had a lot of fun and a lot of fights. And in 2013, Conrad died completely unexpectedly of a brain stroke. And that was the moment that the Conrad Burma Foundation became active. And we have a very good relation with this foundation. I am a board member, that's not a secret. And we have installed various things that are very important for Sonology and for the school, such as the Conrad Burma Visiting Professorship, but also now, since last year, the Conrad Burma Prize. And this was awarded to Ernest Wilsons for giving us the best Sonology Masters final presentation of that year. And saying this, saying the best, that's already something that I would like to explain a little bit, because it is, of course, always very difficult to compare results from students. It is difficult already when you are talking about the prize for the best violin exam or the best piano exam, because although you are dealing with one particular instrument, you are usually dealing with different repertoire, with different criteria for which you want to award such a prize. But nevertheless, the prize has to go to someone. So this year we thought maybe we're not going to look so much at the grades, but we could also look at the relevance of a certain project for the person that Conrad Burma represented. So somebody who was extremely politically engaged, also very much concerned with problems of minorities, refugees, and so on. But now, after this week of final presentations, there were 2 presentations that stood out really for different reasons, for very high quality of the theses that were written, for very high quality of the artistic presentations, for very high quality of the interviews that were held with these students by the juries. And after having spoken to the other board members of the Conrad Burma Foundation, we therefore decided to give this prize to 2 persons. And these 2 persons are Margarita Brilada and Julia Francavilla. So I would like you both to come to the stage, please. So, one for each of you. We could have decided to split the prize money, but we decided to double it so that they each have 1,000 euros. And I'm quite sure, show it to them, not only to you yourself. And I would like to mention now also that both Julia and Margarita are going to do an Erasmus internship after their graduation. And although the expenses for those internships are covered to a certain extent, I'm quite sure that this money will help you to have a wonderful time at the places where you are going. So congratulations. You want to say something? No. Well, fine.
Thank you.
Right. Who do we have online? Only Willem? Hi, Willem.
Hello, everyone.
You want to say something, Willem?
Well, congratulations to Julia and Margarita to begin with. And well, thank you, Kees, for this wonderful time here. And I'm sorry that I can't be there in person. But I'm happy to attend in this modern way.
Okay, good, good. I see that Richard is also here. Maybe. Hi, Richard.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
It must be the latency.
Yes, I'm on the planet Sirius, Stockhausen.
I was going to ask you if you, but maybe you don't have that ready. But do you remember what the distinctions were for Julia and Margarita?
Well, I do have them written down.
You see?
If you need them, just let me know.
Well, maybe you can read them out loud for us.
Okay.
Being the chairman that you are.
Just a moment. Yes, can you keep everybody entertained for a moment? Because it might take me a moment to find.
Julia, there is no time difference with Italy, is there? Because, well, I mean, sometimes there is. I remember, who was it? Giacomo Lepri, he told me that time in Italy is like spaghetti, you know, it's very flexible. But no, we were actually waiting for the external jury member from Italy because he was going to say a few words, but maybe he forgot about the time. He confirmed that the link was working, but that was the last I heard from him, so. Was that entertainment enough, Richard?
Yes, I'm afraid I might have to disappoint you, though, because I think the only place these distinctions exist is on the pieces of paper that I gave you.
Yeah, and I gave those pieces of paper to the student administration. Well, anyway.
It's a mystery for now.
The grades were 9.5 for both of them, so that should say it all. Okay, well, I think this is all I have to say. I want to thank again all the students, all the teachers, especially also Richard for being a chairman at all the exams, doing a wonderful job. For Bjarni Gunnarsson taking care of the online colloquiums throughout the year. For Gabriel Payuk organizing the Sonology research seminars. And also I want to say that we all hope so very much to be able to have these sessions live again next year, because although we managed, you know, watching on a computer screen with 30 people is not the way I think things should be. So thank you very much, and enjoy your drink. Oh yes, and for the graduating students who are here, there are the famous Royal Conservatoire sweaters lying there on the table. So, cheers.